welcome to the Late Night Snacking Podcast.
We're your hosts, Devin and Anita, and this is our weekly podcast where we grab a blanket and some snacks and talk about all things relationships, growing pains, and navigating through, honestly, life itself.
We hope our experiences encourage others to grow to become the best versions of themselves, and for their relationships. Grab a snack and let's go! What is up, snackers?
What's happening?
Yeah!
What's good, y'all boys?
Welcome back to the freaking pod. Wow.
Yep. The Late Night Snacking Podcast.
The what?
The most honest podcast. The most open podcast. And the most wholesome podcast in the world.
Wow.
It's been a long time coming.
Oh my goodness. So what? It's been a month. Well, two months.
Yeah, really.
2 months without the pod. We missed y'all
We did.
a lot. There have been, we haven't even gotten to the snacks yet. Like, wait, fix your mic. Okay.
No, it's because I need to speak into the top, so that's why I
Oh,
said
is that what was doing it before? Okay, my bad. Just trying to make sure things run smoothly today. But we have a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
First one is the very obvious one.
Yep.
Ting. Love to see it. So we is married. And yeah, man.
Man, the wedding was lit, bro. We didn't get like too much of like reception and stuff.
I know.
But listen.
It's on the way. We'll have content. We'll talk about the wedding in a second. But we have a new area that we are potting in. Yeah. We're in the living room.
We're on the couch with it.
Yeah, we're on the couch.
We're on the couch with it.
We're just trying a new vibe. Like, we're back. It's new energy, new vibes. So we're trying something different, seeing how we like potting in here. Y'all let us know in the comments if you like this new little cozy vibe or if you like us back in the chairs. But, yeah,
Realistically, we just got wedding stuff over there, so.
No, we could have easily potted. We would have had to move the stuff. I'd been talking about wanting to move it to the living room just for like a more cozy vibe. But yeah, I don't know. If y'all like it, if we like it, like we might just chill out here and make this the new little area. But yeah, so married, new setup. We got a new ring light. Like we just, we're back to it.
Whole lot of brand new.
Whole lot of brand new. Okay, so, oh my goodness. We have HB in the cut, and he is scratching his ear, and it's moving our entire setup. So.
Yeah, because his foot is on the corner of it.
Yeah. You know, he's always, he's always got to be in the mix. But, yeah. So what else? I guess we can chat a little bit about the wedding before we hop into pod stuff. How do we feel being newlyweds? Like, what are the vibes? What's going on?
I feel great. I was excited, of course. You were excited.
Yeah.
I feel like the actual day was, well, everything you wanted it to be, I feel like.
What do you mean?
Oh, excuse me. Meaning like, like it was everything you imagined it to be, I guess.
Why just me? Oh, you didn't.
No, like I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like, I feel like your expectations were met.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
They were. Yeah, which in hindsight, it's good for me. No one wants to have to comfort a crying bride in the bathroom because she hates the playlist. So, shout out to DJ Alex.
Shout out to DJ Alex.
Shout out to Allie.
Yes.
Allie is a all-star vet.
Allie is to go
in the wedding business.
At events at Judson Mill. That is where we had the wedding. If you are getting married in the Greenville area, if you are, I cannot. Sorry, y'all. He is just messing with stuff over there. If you're getting married in the Greenville area or in the upstate area, highly recommend, like, if you're going for like a rustic kind of look, the place is just gorgeous. And Allie was our coordinator. She is top tier.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, she's great. I couldn't have
10
done
out
it
of 10.
without her. Yeah, like, that was just definitely made the day run smoothly. So yeah, it was great. I feel great. I keep describing it to people because this has been a common question that keeps being asked to us. Like, I keep describing it to people as like, it's just like an energy shift.
Yeah,
like,
big time.
yeah, we've been living with each other. Sorry.
Go ahead and take your sip. Yeah.
I thought it was water.
No.
Okay. But it just, like, we've been living with each other, like, logistically, like, our day-to-day hasn't really changed. Like, we both still go to work. We, like, our routine is...
Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Everything's pretty much the same. Like, we already had HB before, so, like, everything has pretty much just been the same. So, like, best way I can describe it is just, like, there's just a new, fresh energy in the house. Like, something...
Yeah. I was going to say, I do
has
look at things a
happened.
little different.
Yeah.
Like, always taking into consideration that, you know, I'm not just making decisions for myself anymore, but my decisions also affect someone else.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It just...
learn that, just being more mindful,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I feel more like, and I don't know if you feel this way too, but even like when we say bye to each other in the morning or just like in general, like, I don't know, it's got a different, like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It just,
I know what you mean.
you know, like, it just feels a little stronger, you know? Like,
Feels a little stronger.
you hold on for an extra second. Cause
You
like,
heard it here
dang.
first, folks.
So yeah, it's a nice new energy in the house. We're definitely extra excited because we actually go on our honeymoon this week. So y'all will catch this, of course, on your regular Wednesday, and so technically we leave tomorrow, Thursday. So yeah, we're excited for that. Highly recommend taking a little bit of time in between your wedding and your honeymoon. I know it's like a pretty standard thing to go straight from your wedding to the honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that, like, it's not for everybody. You know, some people just want to, like, go and, like, get her done. And some people even want to, like, focus more on the honeymoon than they want, like, their wedding. You know,
Right.
like, it's different for everybody. But I know for us who, like, put blood, sweat, and tears into our wedding day, like, it was just nice to have a small breather in between
Absolutely.
before going on our honeymoon trip, because
Absolutely.
now we can, like, you know, we saved up a little money, we can, like, really enjoy it. Like, I'm excited. So yes.
Yeah, this is my first cruise too. I've never been on a cruise before,
Yes.
so definitely looking forward
Yes.
to that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah, I'm excited. Of course, we'll record content and all that good stuff, so we'll get to show y'all, like, all the fun stuff we were doing. So yeah, stay tuned. So yeah, shall we move into our snacks, since you are about 85% done with yours?
Y'all know I ain't gonna waste no time.
Okay.
No need to entertain it.
What are we snacking on?
I made like a little charcuterie bowl.
Yeah.
I had some green apples in here, some cheese, some crackers, some little trail mix, you know, peanuts and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a
It's cute.
little glass of wine.
Yeah, I was not expecting
Yeah, the
that.
Sauvignon Blanc was on deck, so.
It is good though. I just wasn't expecting that out of my swig. So he cut me up some of an apple too.
With the honey drizzle.
Oh, really?
She ain't even peep.
No,
She didn't peep that, y'all. It's cool.
I didn't. Oh, okay.
See, you do little stuff like that, you know. That's what you gotta do.
As a husband.
Yep. As a husband, you always gotta put a little little razzle dazzle on everything. Keep it interesting, you know what I mean?
Keep it interesting. Love to see it. Okay. Well, did want to give y'all some, like, I guess housekeeping things since we're back and it's been a while. So technically we are still in season 4.
Yeah.
Is it season 4? I hope it's season 4. Season 4 or 5. I really don't. I can't recall right now. What do you mean, yikes? What season are we in? 4? Okay. We'll see when we put up the video. But, yeah, so we're still in the same season. We probably won't switch seasons until, like, the fall. So, just a heads up. This is not like a, new season. Like, we're still trucking along. We're going to keep the, whatchamacallit segment, it's not unpacked.
Late night slacking.
That one. We're keeping that segment for this season. We're probably going to discontinue it next season. So we're going to have fun with it while we can. And
I guess we'll start roasting each other and other people. I guess. Even though that is fun. Like, y'all can't lie. Like, the late night slacking is...
It's fun. It's
funny.
Yeah. We've been having a lot of, like, conversations about what direction and stuff that we want to take this podcast. So with that comes like new segments that don't serve us anymore, new ideas that we have, ideas that we want to get rid of. So like naturally I think that one might take a back seat and we might bring a new one in that we like better. But like for now, since we're still in the same season, we want to keep everything the same and we're going to still do the late night slacking. So yeah. Another little tidbit, we are expanding like our range of what we're talking about.
Stuff that we talk about,
Yes. So we are no longer
I was gonna say we just kinda wanna give y'all a little bit more. You know
like
what I mean?
A variety,
A little variety of stuff. And then at the same time, you only can talk about relationships but so much.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? So
before you kinda like start talking about the same thing, but when we first started, like we had said that we did want to talk about some life stuff, and then we kind of boxed ourselves in by like sticking to relationship stuff. So we want to go back to our original idea, which was to include like life things, growing pains, like just relatable 20 to 30-year-old stuff that people can like relate to, even if you're not in your 20s and 30s, like just relatable life stuff. So that does include relationships and dating, but it also includes just like life things, nuances. So we are broadening that a little bit. So when we ask on our Instagram for topic ideas, no excuses.
Hint.
You literally can suggest anything, and if it kind of fits in the realm of the show, we'll probably take your suggestion. Yeah. So don't get crazy now.
Yep.
Boy.
Yeah, don't get too spicy. You know,
Right.
Y'all like to run out, boy. Y'all be turned up on IG for some reason.
A little bit too much.
Yeah, especially in the close friends, but you know, let me leave that alone.
Anyways, so yes, we're very excited about that, to not have ourselves in the relationship box anymore. We're expanding, we're branching out. So yeah, I think since we were just talking about the segment, should we do the late night slacking?
Yes.
Yeah. Who is it this week? Uh-oh.
No one other.
Oh, God.
Than you.
Me?
Yeah. You. In her natural habitat. Yet again.
I can't help it. I truly can't. My thing is, I don't know when you have time to take these pictures. Like, what are you doing?
Taking pictures of you.
Okay.
Like,
I need to do it better.
if I'm going to be spending all this time with you, I'm going to take pictures of you. Like,
We should work on.
It's supposed to help me for when I'm away from you and I have things to reflect on and pictures to look at.
this.
Yep. It's like when I miss you, I just be like, wow, that's her. Yep.
We're moving on.
Yep, that's her. Look at her.
I've had enough.
That's the one.
Oh my god. Also, y'all, I cut my hair. I was talking about all the new stuff earlier. I forgot. But yeah, chopped it
Chop,
off.
chop, boy.
Chop, chop. It was time. But
I'm
yeah.
rocking with it though.
Cool.
Makes you look grown.
I feel a little bit more grown with it. And it's just my
Adult like.
Yeah, my curly girls know though. It's just much better, like way easier to handle when it's this length versus all the way down here. So, yeah. Anyways, anything else you want to share or talk about before we hop into Les Topiques?
No, let's give them what they came for. Give them what they came for. You know, I'm not here to waste nobody's time.
To dilly and dally?
Yeah.
Okay.
No dilly dally.
Cool. While I chew on my apple, do you want to tell them what we're talking about tonight?
Now you introduce it.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we only should like introduce the ones that we picked.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Okay. That is fair. So I did pick the topic for tonight. Y'all know me. Something came up on TikTok and it gave your girl an idea.
The TikTok. The TikTok.
TikTok is gonna do it for me every time. Basically came across this video. This girl was talking about how she feels people don't want to grow together in a relationship anymore and would kind of rather have somebody that's already like perfect, good, ready to go at their highest potential type thing. Established, exactly, like when they meet them versus like giving grace, meeting them where they're at and growing with them. So she was basically being like, why don't people want to grow with each other anymore?
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. And I thought that was interesting because I have seen this going on, this kind of discourse going on about the same thing, like people wanting an established partner, blah, 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 blah. So I thought it would be an interesting topic to kind of talk about because there are little nuances in it where like I can see both sides and like it's not always black and white when it comes to that. So just thought it would be a good conversation to like have. So.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, Lord. Break this. Do you want to start us off? Do you want me to start us off?
Go ahead. Look, I really just want to know where you stand here.
You are really letting me take the reins today. Okay. I'm like Switzerland. I can very much see both sides, which is like boring and annoying because like why don't we just pick a side here? But I can see someone wanting somebody who's already established, especially if they've already been with somebody who was not, and maybe they felt like they had to like almost be like a parent to this person or like pick up slack with this person. So I can see them wanting, like having already a criteria of the type of person they want in their next relationship, or if maybe like some people are older or have been married already. Like I can see people in those situations already wanting an established, quote unquote, established partner, somebody who's already very yoked and like established. So yeah, I can see that. But I can also see somebody like missing their blessing, almost waiting on that type of person and missing somebody that did maybe have good potential and they just didn't want to give them the time of day or give them a chance because they didn't feel like they were like at their level yet. So I don't know. I can see both sides. What about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, one, I don't think it's necessary to go and rush into a marriage because I think a marriage is something very serious and it's sacred. So that's nothing that you sporadically.
Oh, so you're
decide on.
you're talking about the marriage part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess if you want, I don't know. I guess if you just want to generalize and just be like, oh, well, you know, talk about how, I don't know, wanting somebody already established. I think, in a way, I don't know. In a way, I guess it makes sense. Like you said, like it just you can see both. Like you can see both sides. You know what I mean? Like I guess
Well, let's.
if you're gonna go, and be with somebody because they're already established or whatever, or I guess that's what you're in search of. I would assume that you're like you want that to I guess learn off of. You know what I mean? For that person to like show you.
Or
Like
if you're
how you
already
can get-
there. 'Cause
Oh, so basically meet somebody at where you are.
Like, I feel like some people feel like they're established. So, like, I'm just going to come from a point of view of, like, a woman. Like,
Okay.
if I own my house, own my car, work a regular corporate girly 9 to 5, I'm living in the city, yada, yada, yada. Like, I might want somebody who is also in that same realm. I also want you to be a homeowner. I also want you to have your own car. And I also want you to, like, be working,
Yeah.
like a working man, doing what you need to do. So I can see people from that point of view that, like, want somebody who is already established. I'm just saying a woman like that might miss out on somebody who is not exactly like that because she's looking for somebody who is exactly like that, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. So, like, I don't know. I guess, like,
I don't know. Well, I guess it's different for men then, because Well, I will say that usually, and I know might sound biased or it might not be like politically correct, but there was a thing where somebody was talking about how a man is more likely to accept a woman and she may not have a job or may not really have much to her, versus a woman who wouldn't do that for a man. Like, like a woman wouldn't date a guy or marry a guy who didn't have a job or, I guess didn't have like all this ambition or whatever. But do you think so? Do you think that's true?
I do think it's like that, but why do we think it's like that? Like, I don't know if it has to do with women just, like,
It's
being
it's
of a
expectations.
different caliber and, like, being, like, I'm just saying, like, just more mature than men in general, like, or maturing faster than men. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but, like, I do agree. I do think it's more like us that wants somebody who's, like, I guess more established. I want to use a better word because I don't know what else to use other than, like, established, but, like,
Yeah.
somebody who just, like, kind of has it together. But that's also different for everybody, right? Like, that doesn't mean the same
Right.
thing. So, the burping, we've got to chill with that. So we can't just be burping in these people's ears. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. So I guess, like, let's take it, like, from where we're at right now. Like, so right now you're 30, I'm 27. Back when we met, back when we got together, how old were we? That was almost 5 years ago. So that would put you at 25 and me at 22.
Yeah.
Okay. So at that age, like, were you looking for somebody who kind of had it already together, or were you kind of just looking for, like, companionship?
Well,
Like, what was important to you at that time in your life, at 25, in a woman?
well, I don't know. To be completely honest, at that time, like when me and you first started seeing each other or whatever, I necessarily wasn't really looking for anything, to be honest. There was nothing specific. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really see myself getting back into like dating that soon. You know what I mean?
Okay, when you actually realize that, like, no, I kind of like this girl. I want to spend more time with her.
Well,
What?
to me, it made, I don't know, I guess to me it made sense just because I feel like where I was and where I was transitioning to, like, you had already been established there. So before I moved to the Fort Mill, Charlotte area, like, you had already been here, like, maybe a year already or 8 months or however long you were here. Like, so in my head, and I think that I think I said that to you. I told you, I was like, hey, I just got a job offer out here in Fort Mill. Like, maybe I should come up 1 week. You know what I mean? And you like showed me around, in which it poured down raining, but we went to a restaurant or whatever, and we went to that little like Baxter area. So like to me, I'm like, okay, well this girl like on top. I mean, other than the fact that I liked you and like spending time with you, of course, like the fact that you were already in an area that I was moving to, like it made sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was like convenience there.
Yeah, like
Okay,
it just.
so you weren't really looking at like.
But I will say, like, for the time while I was like really into you or whatever, and really considering like us being together for
Like,
real,
long term, yeah.
yeah, like that. I mean, I did look at like, okay, she's got an education, because I wasn't finna be with no bonehead. Like, you look, so you're educated, you're smart, obviously.
Okay.
You was a book smart, and like you were practically projecting and going into the same direction I was going in, not career wise, but I think like life wise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of like outskirts of the city. You're young or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was
Yeah.
kind of trying to find your adult job, getting into your adult job or whatever, and that's what I was doing, getting into my career, coming fresh out of
Correct.
college. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it made sense, but there were like I will say like there were certain little characteristics and things that I looked at that I felt like I wanted you to have
Like
versus like myself. You know what I mean?
Fit like a bill.
Yeah, like a
Yes.
fit, and like I
Yeah.
said, we do fit that way. Like
Yeah.
somebody
No.
who has like
100%.
good organization skills. Somebody who's like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
who's clean. Like that's
Yeah.
stuff that I need. Like, you know what I mean? That's stuff that I pair well with. So
Yeah.
and knowing that, and I had that, and I was just like, okay, like
Yeah. And it was the same thing for me. Like, even now, I don't know if this is just like a girl thing, but like, even before it got to like thinking about long term about us, like, even just our first date, like, I'm looking at like, are you coming to pick me up? Do you have your own car? Like,
yeah.
you had just come from work, so I'm like, okay, he has a job, like he's working. Like this is off of like first rip, like 1st impression, like what are things that I'm looking at. So yes, I'm looking at like, were you able to drive here? Are you able to drive me places? Like, are you able to like, he paid on the first date, so like, are you able to do that, or are you already expecting like me to pick up the bill on the first
Yeah.
date, and like just stuff like that. But it's like, it seems like such small things, but like this is the whole growing together thing that I'm talking about, is because you already had things that were already fitting the bill to me, and then on top of that, we were moving in the same direction, literally. Like,
Yeah.
you were already coming to Charlotte. It already like lined up to where it didn't feel like one of us had to like carry the weight of the other person or like pick up slack or whatever. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't think it's like black and white, which is why I can see both sides, because like it doesn't happen like that for a lot of people. So like
Yeah.
in our scenario, say like, I don't know, say you weren't coming to Charlotte already and you were
Yeah.
staying in Columbia, like would that have affected you? Like if you wanted to stay in Columbia long term, like would you have expected me to go to Columbia with you, or like would that have changed the dynamic, or like maybe you would have been like, oh, maybe I should just find somebody in Colombia because like this is where I want to stay long term. Like,
I honestly just kind of would have seen like where it went. You know, I would at least want to have that conversation if we're going to be serious.
yeah,
Now, if I felt like, you know, now I will say if I felt like that wasn't like your plan, like you had no plans of, I guess, moving to Colombia because I was there or whatever, and you just want to stay where you were, like, I probably wouldn't have took it as serious as I did.
yeah,
Just because it's just like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of already made myself clear on, like, where I was going to settle or whatever. And if that's not what you want, I'm not here to force you to do it,
Yeah.
obviously, right? So it's cool. We can, like, still kick it. But, I mean, I don't think I would have pursued it no further than that.
so that's where I'm coming from with the whole like,
But see, but I do want to take the time to say, like, because I was moving to the Charlotte area, like, you made that transition so much easier.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you let me stay when I first got there. Well, I had like this little like boarding house situation, and then out of that, like from there, I stayed with you and your roommate for like a month or so, a month and a half or something like that, and then from there, I moved on to Rock Hill and had my own thing. So I was able to establish with like you, who kind of at the time you already was established. Pretty much, you already settled here in the Fort Mill area, so
yeah,
I was just moving over here trying to kind of like figure it out.
yeah.
So
And so I guess that's a good example too, because like technically, like just like you said, I was kind of already established in the area, working my regular job, like doing what I needed to do, and you were kind of like moving over here, trying to get your footing, trying to get your housing, like
yeah,
it was a very like figure it out stage for
yeah,
like
absolutely,
a good chunk of time, like trying to figure out where you were gonna live. You switched like in between jobs. I also switched in between jobs, so it just felt like a little chaotic for a little while, but like we stuck it out together and made it work. But I feel like it made it easier knowing that our long-term goal was the same thing, that like we wanted to stay here. Eventually we wanted to get a place together.
Right.
Like and I think that's where the growing together part like gets lost on some people, because you don't have the same common goals that you're
right,
trying to get to. So I feel like people don't want to give other people grace because they don't want to do that stick it out, work together type thing. Like maybe they've already done it and they just don't feel like doing that shit anymore. Like I get it.
very
like
true. Could be.
because we were at an age to where, I mean, technically we all have time, but like we were only in our mid 20s. So we really did have time to like figure out if this was really going to go anywhere or not. I can see people who are maybe getting married for a second time around that don't want to have to deal with, is this person going to move to my city for me? Like, do they even have a job? Like, they're not even going to be able to like live here with me. Oh, they have to like live in my house now and like until they find a job. Like, I can see somebody not being in their mid 20s, maybe even being in their mid 30s, like really established, not wanting to do that
carry
with
that burden,
somebody.
yeah.
Yeah, like, and have a little bit more convenience, maybe already date somebody who's in their city who also works in the city. You know what I mean? Like, who is a little bit more equally yoked
Right.
with them. I feel like me and you kind of went off potential because we didn't really know what the other person was going to bring other than what we saw and talked about on the first date. But because like after dating each other and giving each other time and establishing some sort of common goal, like I don't think 5 years ago we knew we were going to be married in this house together, but
Yeah,
like
no.
we envisioned something like it.
Right.
Like we knew
Absolutely.
at some point we wanted to get a place together, get married, like have kids, like and obviously we're still working towards these common goals, but like that is what drove us from
Right.
year 1, year 2 to like now year 5. But like I can see people who have already done year 5, 6, 7 with somebody. Maybe they're in a new relationship and they're like, man, I got to do this shit again. Like,
Right.
I got to quote unquote grow with someone again. Like,
And then we
I
had
can
already,
I get it.
then we had already been through that. Like, I wouldn't even call it a size up, but kind of like seeing like where each other were. Like, literally, our first date, I think we had pretty much covered like literally everything. What we did for work, like,
Yeah.
or what I had planned to do, or
It
what.
was giving interview.
Yeah, like we literally had covered like
Wasted no
what was gonna
time.
happen and what we were doing or whatever.
Yeah.
So like we kind of like sized up, like, oh, like what's your plan? You gonna move here? Like, oh yeah, that's the plan. Like, oh,
Yeah.
since you're gonna be working at the school down there, like yeah, like so it
Yeah.
literally just went like that, and then lucky enough, like we liked each other enough to aid each other during this transition. So
Yeah, and I think that's what it becomes too, because we're talking about like, oh, what even is growing with each other? I really think it is like you have a common goal and you're both like helping each other meet that common
right,
goal.
because I
Like,
think we both peeped like the same thing, like
yeah,
what we were kind of like. We're both trying to, I guess, see like how far this would really go. Like, is this somebody that I can like really see myself dating, or is this like somebody I just like kind of kick it with from time to time? Like,
yeah. Now, let me ask you this, like, so for people who don't really want to do the whole grow together thing because they just like they want somebody who's already where they're at, yada yada yada, like, do you feel like they are maybe like holding out for something that may not come, or do you feel like they're delaying maybe meeting their person because they're holding out for this quote unquote like perfect equally yoked person?
I'll say don't. I'd say don't. No, not necessarily, because you don't
Okay.
have to settle. Like, if you're already established and you know you're pretty much straightened out, you know what you want to do. Like, you got your own place, you got a car, you got a really good career. Like, you're making money. Like, you don't have any like really big responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
Like, so maybe no pet or no kids or anything. Like, you can play ball for real. So don't sit. Like, I would say like don't settle or whatever, because you don't have to. Like, I feel like if you want somebody who's like established like you or kind of like in that same ballpark, definitely go get that. Now, I will say, if you're waiting for that to come, then you need to be putting yourself in settings to where that can happen.
Yeah.
So I'll say that, you know what I mean? Like, put yourself out to be available to something like that.
Yeah. I
Like, don't
think
just like shell yourself and you never get out and you're antisocial. Like, don't be that way and then be antisocial. Like,
I think
you're
walking
gonna be by yourself.
I think walking the walk too. Like if you
Yeah, you need to bring it for sure.
yeah, because that's the whole thing with like this is the new thing now where it's like, oh, what do you bring to the table? Which I love because I really think we should establish that early on. And I don't think we should be finding out the lack of what is brought to the table years into the game. Like, we got to lay that out early. Like, what is it
Yeah.
here that's going to make this flourish? Like, so, like, if you're looking for somebody to bring a certain amount of value or whatever to your table, what do you also bring to that said table? So that's what I mean by like talking the talk,
Right.
walking the walk. Like if you are established in your eyes and like, like you feel like you bring a certain value to the table and you want to attract that same value brought to the table, like you really have to like live in that truth. Like, don't try and be something you're not. Like, if you really feel like you are like at your top tier of growth and you've been working
Yeah.
on yourself and maybe you're healed from something and you really are looking for somebody of like your caliber or more, like you have to really like confidently, strongly bring that to the table so you can attract that as well. So,
And also, don't be afraid to go get what I guess what you're looking for. Like, if you like, if you know a guy, or if you're seeing a guy or whatever, and he has, he's checking off all your boxes or whatever, like, pursue that. That's exactly what you're looking for. Then go get it. Now, don't sit up. Now, don't be no punk now and try to like back up and see like, well, now you want him to pursue you. Like, yeah, of course, like he needs to do that as well, but like show him like I said before, like show him that you're interested too. So it makes that a lot easier for yourself. So
On the flip side, though, because I have a little hope on the growing together side, just because I really feel like we did that, so I feel a little bit strongly on that of like
Ours was a little bit of both, though.
a little bit of both. Yes, like I said, what I really feel like helped us was the fact that like we were already going to be living in the same place and we kind of wanted like the same thing out of life, like knowing we wanted to get married at some point, knowing we wanted to have kids, and we wanted to get a house. Like we very much had the same like common goals, but I wouldn't say we were both very like established. Like I
Right.
feel like now we have our feet in the ground and we're really both like doing what we want to do and like you know what I mean? Like I feel a little bit more secure in like our day to day and how we make
Right.
money and stuff like that. And like it wasn't like that before, truthfully. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't. So I really feel like we had to give each other some grace and, you know, like grow with each other into what this is now. And we still have so much more left to do. But like, I feel strongly on that forefront, just as far as like giving people a chance, but not so based on potential, just like really working with somebody and feeling like you have a partner, even if they're not at their highest potential at that time.
Right.
Like, I still think, and like everybody's different. Like, there's a difference between like pulling weight for somebody because you're just waiting for them to reach their potential
Yeah.
and somebody actively trying. And I think that's what maybe worked for us, is that like, no, we didn't have it all. Like even the car you have now, that's not the car you started off with.
Yep.
Like, you know what I
Very
mean?
true.
The house we have right now, this is not what we started off with. Like we were both in very different scenarios. So like but it's just both of us were like continuously striving for what
Yeah.
we wanted, and like that's the difference. Like our potential was there and we were actually putting pen to paper and like doing the work to get to where we want to get. So if somebody's actively trying in your partnership and they're just not there yet, but you see them working and trying to like become a better version of their selves because they
Yeah.
want to be with you and stuff like that, I support that, because that is like learning and growing with somebody. Like sometimes you do have to give people a little grace and just try. But yes, if you are the partner that's just picking up the slack for the other partner because they're lazy and they don't really have ambition or don't really have goals or even the same goals as you, then no, that's probably not the person you want to
Yeah.
be with, because it's exhausting to carry them through. So that's where the growing together part does lose me a little bit, because we can't grow together if we're not both growing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There is no grow together when there is only one person pulling the legwork to become a better version of themselves for the relationship. So, yeah. It's a toughie. Yeah, that's a loaded one. Like I said, we're in a day and age now, especially the women, power to women, where we are getting our own bag, doing our own shit, buying our own homes. Like we're in a very like strong, independent woman day and age.
Yep.
So, and I just don't want us to feel like we can't let somebody in and grow with said person because of that. Like, don't let that block like a good man for you, women, ladies. So, yeah.
On period.
Any other thoughts you want to add? I feel like there's so
Oh
much.
no, you spit them all out.
Okay.
You got them all. All the boxes are checked now.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, if there's more discourse that y'all want on this topic, like feel free to comment. there's anything you feel like we missed or points of view we feel like we missed, because I definitely feel like there's more to say on this topic.
There's always a third perspective.
Yeah, there's always more to it. So if you feel like you want to add a little more, go for it. We'd love to hear. So, okay, shall we hop into the hookup?
Yep, let's hook them up.
Yay!
Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me.
Okay, guys, it is your girl hooking y'all up this week, and I wanted to hook y'all up with our wedding photographer.
Oh yeah,
Lauren.
she was.
Yes, it was only right to have
She was
her.
A1, bro.
To have her be the first one back. Before I even go into like her business page and hooking y'all up, like I just want to give her flowers real quick. Like
Yep.
her timeliness, like her punctuality, her professionalism, like everything about her on the day and before the day was just amazing. Like
Yeah.
I had like a nice like consultation call with her before the wedding just to go through. She came up with the entire timeline of like when everybody needs to be ready and certain pictures we need to be doing at certain times, and like
We had a schedule to follow for the photographer,
very tight
and that was
schedule.
helpful.
It was, especially a day when like that's moving so fast. It's so important to try and stay on a timeline so things aren't getting missed and things aren't, being chaotic. So very, very helpful that she put that together for us. She's actually an old friend of mine. We used to go to Weatherford High School together. And the ninth grade center. Shout out to ninth grade center. But so that was one of my dance girlies back in the day. So to have her on wedding day was like very special because my Texas friends are like very near and dear to my heart. So very cool that she got to like come shoot for us. It was just like a very full circle happy moment for us. So yes, very excited that we got to have her. Even just our preview gallery, like the pictures are just so good. Like she's so
they were fire.
Talented. Like I
They were
cannot
fire.
stress that enough. But yeah, just very professional on the day. Wonderful giving directions. Like everything just ran smoothly with her there. So I literally just I cannot recommend her enough. So if you want to look her up, she's definitely based in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but she does travel, obviously, because she came to South Carolina. So if you're looking for a bomb-ass photographer, definitely look into having her fly out if you're over here on the East Coast with us, or even if you are my Texas friends watching this and want to book her for something, book her. So her Instagram page is Braggs Photography. That's Braggs with 2 G's. So BRAGGS Photography. On Insta, you can look through. It's pretty much just her.
Just her work and stuff, right?
Yeah, just her photos. I mean, all of them are just beautiful. She is.
The editing was fire too.
Oh yeah.
She is like
No, she's
legit. She's
A1. Top tier.
Sure.
Yes, like very top tier photography.
Like she sent us preview pictures, like
So
just the previews.
Our preview
like
gallery is like
crazy.
top. Yeah, like it's just good. But she is pregnant right now, which is awesome. So on her page, she does say like her maternity leave time. So that's towards the end of the year. So try and book her before then, so you can get a session in with her before she goes on maternity leave. But yeah, very excited for her, but also excited that we had the opportunity to have her there for our day and shoot for our day. So yeah, we're really excited. Definitely when we get the rest of the gallery, we'll be sure to like share with you guys so you guys can see all the fun wedding pictures. But yes, please, if you are looking for a photographer for anything, highly, highly, highly recommend Lauren. So yes, are we ready to close it down?
Yep. Close it down.
Let's close it down. Okay, as always. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, y'all. HB just woke up from his nap and I looked over and his leg was like up in the air. And
Yeah,
he was looking
he's
at
been
us like that.
Sleeping in these crazy positions lately.
Yeah, he's
I think he
a
be doing like
character.
yoga in his sleep or something.
For sure. Like arms up, legs up.
It's crazy.
Head up. Yeah. So, all right, y'all. All good things must come to an end. You know the word. Anything you want to say before I close us down?
I really did have something cool to say at one
Oh,
point.
man.
Oh,
Oh.
whatever you do, when it comes to making decisions, especially life-threatening ones, never trade a devil for a witch.
Okay.
The old heads know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
I got that from my daddy. My daddy said that the other day, and that was like, I'm like, bro, I'm stealing that.
Gotta tell the
Yeah, I had to tell him. He was like, I'm like, yeah, I gotta spread the word. I gotta spread that one.
Gotta spread.
Don't trade the devil for a witch, boy. And for those of you who don't know what that means, it's like the lesser of two evils, right? Like if both decisions are bad, go with the one that's less severe. Like, don't trade.
God.
So like basically, that don't trade the devil for a witch. Like a witch is just as worse as the devil. Like, probably not quite as bad as the devil, but just as worse, but tolerable.
Makes sense. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. We are so excited to be back. Please give us, now that we have expanded our topics list, please give us some ideas. We already have some in the vault just because we are prepared like that, but feel free to share some more. We do have some guests in the works. So
Oh yeah, we finna hit y'all.
Yeah. Y'all will be seeing
so
some
many-
of that
yeah.
coming up in the next few weeks. We'll definitely have some guest episodes, so very excited for that. If you are interested in being a guest, let us know. We will chat with you.
Hit the
We would love
DMs.
that.
Let us know
Yes,
something.
hit us up in the DMs, all that good stuff. So, thank you
Oh,
for-
also,
oh,
if you would like to have us on a platform of yours,
yeah.
let us know. If you have a product or anything that you want promoted, let us know.
Yeah.
You know, these hookups, man, this is what we do it for. So
We're not
definitely
stingy
tap in with
people.
us. Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know. We'll be more than happy to
Yeah. Help us help y'all.
share. Yeah. Scratch
We can all
our
help
back,
each other.
scratch your back, all
Exactly.
that good stuff.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. As usual, if you are watching on the YouTube, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't follow us on the IG page, make sure you do. LNS the podcast. Make sure you have your post notifications turned on. Yes, that way you can see every time we post. It's usually stuff about updates on the podcast, so it'd be good to keep up with that. But yeah, if you're listening audio on Spotify, make sure you are following us. And on Apple Podcasts, click the little plus button in the top right so the show is in your little catalog and you can keep up with our episodes. So thank y'all for joining us as always. So good to be back. Love being back with y'all, and we will see y'all next Wednesday.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Be safe.